and I feel good. I feel good when I do this. It actually warms my heart.
It's important to help people out as much as possible.
Hairdressing is my craft, so I just love the art of hairdressing, but more importantly, the whole reason why I do it is just to help people.
I think it's truly a blessing from God, and it's a good thing that someone cares.
But hairstyling isn't the only thing going on here. Look at this. There is free food here. There are referrals to medical services and housing, and even free cell phones.
You learn that you're part of a community when you're part of a library, and a big part of my community are people who need help like this.
And some of that help appears to be finger-licking good. Meanwhile, Samantha Jackson and her 3 kids just arrived here from Ohio.
I think it's awesome because it's a lot of people that need help. A lot.
And it seems that this library, at least, takes care of the dogs, too. The SOURCE program is now at 5 LA Public Library branches, and soon there will be 2 more, which will mean a lot more homeless residents getting treated like VIPs. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Looking for a little art in your life this weekend? Check out All Lit Up at Chinatown's Blossom Plaza.
The All Lit Up exhibit at the Eastern Projects Gallery in Chinatown is all about neon. And what better medium to shine a light on our times? One exhibit called It's All About Selfie reflects our own self-obsessed selfie culture.
The mannequins were chosen for very specific reasons. They don't have facial features. They're completely blank. And so that's just a statement about how people become when they're taking a selfie. They're just kind of mindless drones, essentially.
The opening night, just to prove our point, our social experiment even more, there was a gentleman who was, I would say, 35 years of age, jumping into our installation to get a photo of himself in the installation and ended up breaking the neon. This is an example of no selfie control.
There may be no selfie control, but it sure takes a lot of skill to work with neon. We get a lesson on bending the tube, as they call it. All kinds of gases, colored glass, and coating help create the bright colors and pulse effects you see.
I love the glow. I love the cast light. After I've heated the tube, I go up in the air and I bend freeform.
I hope that more people come to Chinatown. There's many galleries here, and they're each representational of different art movements.
This installation focuses on symbolic objects that elicit emotions. Candles, moons, flowers. Their inspiration? Think ka-ching.
Oh man, I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's my hometown. So I've been seeing these pretty things in my eyeballs all of my life, and I think I just was always attracted to it.
And while we're on the topic of neon, ever wonder who created the Neon Celebrate stamp? Well, one of the artists right here did. He not only created the neon installation, he photographed it, and now we use it to mail our letters. And that's not all to come out of this guy's whimsical creations.
I made one of these for Katy Perry. She has one just like this. Yeah.
But back to that selfie exhibit, we caught some teens going all selfie on it.
People like stop to take pictures rather than just like admire things.
Yeah, it's like more about like the person. Like you have to be in it now.
Yeah.
Like whatever you're doing.
How you guys doing that?
Exactly. Well, we were trying to get like the lighting on the.
We're just best friends. We just always do stuff like that.
You have a chance to take your own selfie with all the artwork by visiting the exhibit, which runs through August 25th.
More info at easternprojectsgallery.com. Art isn't only in a museum. Those that ride the LA Metro get a daily look at some of LA's finest on their commute. Now Metro is taking it to new levels with regular community art events. Anna Marcos takes us to Metro Art Presents.
Transportation and art. The two don't sound like they would go together, but at LA Metro, they do. The Metro Art Presents event was one example of art taking on many forms, drawing on people's arms, faces, bodies. In this tribal pattern session, provided some of the artsy entertainment.
They create an awesome vibe for us to hang out and have fun.
The event has been a joint partnership with Radio KCRW for the past 5 years, and it attracts hundreds of people. a mix of everyday train and bus passengers and the more artsy, trendy crowd.
Some people are coming specifically because they heard about it and they love the arts and culture in Los Angeles. And some people, because this is a train station, are commuters or they're traveling someplace. And so it's whoever happens to be passing through the train station. We're just surprising them with some arts and culture.
Besides the DJ spinning and body painting, there were photo booths, fun and games of all sorts, artwork, hula hooping, lots of hula hooping, and dancing. Even more of that. Lots and lots and lots of dancing. Call it a Hollywood hipster's artistic Coney Island.
We are just in the community, just, activating it with our DJs, bringing the fun, the games, the music.
And if you missed this art scene, don't worry. There are more of these events this month, including an August event with 20 performance acts and artists on August 26th.
So it won't be one thing happening in one place, but it'll be these little interventions throughout the station.
At this metro station, a train or bus ride could well turn into a spin on a hula hoop or a journey of exploration into tribal tattoos and more. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Mayor Garcetti's Office of Economic Development is working hard to support local entrepreneurs by connecting them to city resources so they can thrive. One such company is Viva Bags, where 2 local designers are crafting fine leather products right here in LA.
Walk through a downtown alley and you open the door into a unique factory showroom that's been around for decades.
This is Viva Bags Los Angeles.
The 2 owners, Stacy Charlin, an LA native, and Irma Castillo, a Mexican immigrant, have succeeded in keeping their high-end leather product business going through good times and bad.
The people who were in business 10 years ago are no longer in business, and they were much bigger than we are.
Castillo bought the business in the 90s after working for the company for many years.
The first time I touched the leather, I fell in love with it. Every meeting I had with them, please, if you one day you want to sell Viva, please think about me.
Castillo finally bought a piece of the American dream and went into business with Charlin. The first 10 years, they say, were great, with accounts at Neiman Marcus, Saks, Nordstrom. Then the economy went south and new trends hit: outsourcing, cheap knockoffs, and competition from celebrity designers.
You can see we have few people working right now because they're laid off.
Viva Bags has gotten creative by branching out. Besides handbags, the 2 partners are making private label products for other designers and leather earrings, bracelets, wine carriers, tote bags. They've reached out to the mayor's Office of Economic Development, asking the city to push for more branding of made in LA products like theirs.
We see that the city is in partnership with larger businesses, but we don't want the city to forget about the smaller people.
One of the Viva Bag owners' goals is to get on this LA City-run website called laoriginal.com and look at this website. It's all companies making products right here in LA. Who knew? These ladies themselves are a true made in LA original. We get the feeling they'll be around for a long time to come.
To learn more about how the city can help your local business, visit the LA Business Portal for details. Bolly High may call you, a Bollywood dance party in downtown, and we celebrate Barbarella turning 50 at Hollywood Forever. All of that in this week's Things to Do.
Relive Hollywood's golden era as the Marina Del Rey Symphony performs Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific. As part of the staged version of the Academy Award-winning classic, you'll travel back in time to once again enjoy an age of breathtaking majesty and musical masterpieces. The free performances run the evenings of August 23rd and 25th at the Burton Chase Park in the Marina. Visit chasepark.com for more info. Like to twirl the light fantastic? Then you won't want to miss the Music Center's Dance DTLA 2018 at Grand Park. A recurring downtown dance party, each event embraces a different theme. Friday, August 24th, it's Bollywood, so get ready to have a great time. The free event happens at Grand Park, 200 North Grand Avenue in downtown LA. For more information, visit grandparkla.org.
Meet the most beautiful creature of the future. Her name is Barbarella.
Take off on an intergalactic romp through the galaxy as Cinespia presents the 50th anniversary of Barbarella at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Experience the Jane Fonda sci-fi classic as part of the annual Johnny Ramone tribute. A cinematic masterpiece, Barbarella forever changed the way mankind views outer space, revealing an interplanetary playfulness that's still charming no matter which planet you live on. Barbarella screens Sunday, August 26th at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, 6000 Santa Monica Boulevard. For tickets and information, visit Cinespia.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
Finally, we'll close out this week's show at LAX, where a team of volunteers held a special send-off for a local teen.
For 18-year-old Carlos Garcia, it's a dream come true. His life is about to be changed thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It's just a lot of history in Italy, and I've always seen pictures of it, and it looks very nice. So I decided why not and go to Italy.
Carlos is battling cancer. Through his doctor, his parents found out about the Make-A-Wish Foundation and how it helps kids.
We was in the hospital and the doctor told us that there's a foundation that they can make kids, wish true. So we fill out the information. I didn't thought they were gonna call me, but they did. They contacted me when we was in the hospital.
The LAX pups also came out to share their love and support with Carlos. These adorable therapy dogs are part of LAX's Pets Unstressing Passengers program and help create a calm and stress-free experience at the airport.
Today is a very special day. LAX and the pups are partnering with Make-A-Wish Foundation to grant some kids' wishes. We have a child today that's flying out to Italy. We found out that he loves dogs, and so we thought, what a great partnership to meet and welcome them.
Make-A-Wish makes dreams come true for children with critical illnesses.
And there's a common misconception that Make-A-Wish only serves children who are terminally ill, but that's not the case. Most of our kids do go on to live healthy lives.
A thank you to Make-A-Wish for everything that they've done for the whole trip. It makes what I've gone through way easier, and hopefully the kids who are going through anything big, they could have something to look forward from Make-A-Wish.
Some heartfelt words of gratitude from Carlos, who's about to experience a trip of a lifetime. Arrivederci.
Make-A-Wish says they currently have 500 kids in Los Angeles on their wait list. To get involved, visit wish.org/SoCal. That's going to do it for this edition. I'm Umayma Rashid, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. You can also check out our newest social media feature, LA This Minute. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.
This is 911. I have bought some Chinese food and it's not to par.
You're calling 911 to get a husband. Yeah.
911, what is your emergency? What number do I call to get the time? I need some cigarettes. How big is the spider? It's just a little one. Do you need a ride?
Yes, it looks for stone. I asked for 4 different times to make me a Western barbecue burger. I want my hamburger right.
What it means to the city of Los Angeles is that it serves as a template to build more. of these types of units throughout the city of Los Angeles. And look, this is 160 of the 222 units that I am supportive in my entire district, but I'm not done yet.
This is a blessing. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm going to make the best of it.
Don't worry, Patty. This isn't going to hurt me one bit. Hi, I'm Dr. Eric Shapiro in beautiful Encino, and you're watching LA City View, Channel 35. Our city, our channel. Open wide.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, August 24th. Welcome to City Hall, your Los Angeles City Council. If everybody could please take a seat. Shh. Please take a seat. First order of business, or call the roll.
Blumenfeld, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Englander, Harris, Dawson, Weezer, Koretz, Krikorian, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Wesson, 11 members present in the quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Ms. Rodriguez moves, Martinez seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Rue moves and Price seconds. Next.
Mr. President, there is a request to continue item 33 for 1 week to August 31st, 2018, sir.
Okay, so ordered.
Items 1 through 33 are items for which public hearings have been held. The committee report for item number 34 has been posted, circulated, and is in front of council for consideration, sir.
Okay, members, why don't we vote on those items? Mr. Clerk, if you would please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate.
11 ayes.
Thank you. Continue.
Mr. President, items 35 through 39 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, those items are now before this body. Do you have cards on these items?
Yes, Mr. President. There are cards on all items, sir.
Okay, well, let's hold those items, and that will take us where?
That brings council back to presentations, items called special or a general public comment, sir.
Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's deal with the multiple section. Let me get some public comment out of the way. Okay, Mr. Herman, you're going to be up first. Sergeants, if you could clear the way. Mr. Herman, you have items 35 through 39A, and then your general public comment. All right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Angelinos of Los Angeles. Did you not hear that on item 1, that the so-called Lita Galler Trust,
Mr.
on behalf
President,
of
we've already voted on item 1. It's not.
Oh yeah, Mr. Herman, maybe you didn't hear me. I said you can go with items 35 through 39. Go ahead.
Why, oh why, can I trust in Cedillo? Because it is Mr. Cedillo that brings Latin jazz to my comfort and my soul. Not like the Taste of Soul, where that gentleman from the Sentinel stole $1 million from Compton, but I'm talking about jazz, music that entertains my spirit, the evil spirit that you brought out in me. And now you want to persecute me, intimidate me. Thank you, Mr. Cedillo, for helping me on housing. What a gentleman. Then on 38, Wesson and the rapist. Woo! What have we to read? Well, let's read it for the record. Amending prior council to embrace the rape at LA project. Subject not to approve of any rape of the mayor. Because as you already know, the mayor has allowed partners to embrace me. LA Project Council File Number 170822. You fucking rookie, stop pointing your finger at me. In addition to additional $50,000 from Assembly Bill 1290, fuck you. 42 U.S.C. 1983, fuck you, Assembly Bill. That's why Jimmy Gomez ran away from me on the stairs. because he's aware that I'm aware of assembly bills from Sacramento. Fuck the politician Democrats from Sacramento on Assembly Bill 1290. There's no fun. We're in a deficit. Our infrastructure is poorly, adequately available to any Angelino constituent. So, my other item, like on 35, thank you, Mr. Cedillo. Thank you. You're just a gentleman helping a homeless man find housing. And I appreciate that. But the subject here is to replace windows. Bonin doesn't replace windows. Bonin pushes homeless people out of the fucking beach area so the white nigger can build homes.
Let's give him his 1 minute.
I allege that these meetings transcripts show that council members like Herman Jason Wesson have devised an official plan to intimidate, harass, and retaliate continuously against Wayne Spindler, myself, and other public speakers. Why is that? Because again, members of the public, many of our subsequent disputes by city officials and their employees have put a gag on free speech, has suppressed me to fucking free speech. Now stop this shit. Stop intimidating me in the meetings, you Duarte. You stupid motherfucker. Keep your hands off me. Don't fucking touch me. 42 USC 121-41. 42 USC 121-01.
Thank you, Mr. Herman. Thank you. Your time's expired. Mr. Herman, your time's expired. Thank you. Let's bring up, in fact, before I bring up Mr. Spindler, Mr. Buscaino for an intro.
Thank you, Mr. President. It gives me great pleasure to welcome the City of Los Angeles colleagues, the Standing Committee of Shanghai Municipal Congress. As we know here in Los Angeles, we are a model of the United Nations, and we welcome these business and cultural ties. Shanghai is home to the world's largest port, and we do a lot of business with the Port of Shanghai. The Standing Committee is the working arm of the Shanghai Municipal People's Congress, which is elected body overseeing the governance of Shanghai. And joining them today are key leaders with the Shanghai Municipal Congress. Ms. Xu, the Deputy Director of the General Office Standing Committee. We also have Mr. Ni, the Vice Director of the Research Office, Mr. Zhang, the Director of General Office, Mr. Shi, Director of General Office, Mr. Zhang, Information Center of the General Office, and Mr. Wong, the Deputy Director of the Research Office. Thank you all for being here. Look forward to meeting with you and finding ways to continue to partner with our respective ports. And we welcome you with open arms. And we have representatives from our sister city associations here as well who will be guiding them in the following days. Thank you very much, Mr. President and colleagues. Just give them a round of applause and a welcome to Los Angeles. Ni hao, and welcome.
Okay, let me get Mr. Spindler, 35 through 39A. Mr. Spindler.
So, yes, thank you for starting my time early. So we have something to submit for the record. This is just a sample exhibit that they could serve this. And it's kind of interesting. You'll see, we'll give one to each council member. Now, look at the agenda today. Mr. Goat's not feeling well today, right? Okay, so I'll talk. I'll sit him down here. Okay. 35. Thanks to Gil Cedillo. Yes, on 35, you're helping the people at the district on North Figueroa Street. They've been reaching out, trash cans, homeless services, anti-tagging, graffiti removal. The first district is spending on this issue. And that's what the other 14 of you don't give a fuck about. But this guy has taken the lead, man. I'm amazed. Now, 36, the work of CD5 and Jim Bickhart, that animal killer, personal services contract for Speedway when they have in the CD5 office a man by the name of Jim Burkhart that threatened to kill homeless people, and he's still working as a city employee. What the fuck is this? He threatened an animal services commissioner. He's been threatening people since 1993 in this building. And yet he's drafting policy associate contracts. Jim Burkhart is a murderer of animals. And Paul Koretz employs this terrorist, Jim Burkhart, this terrorist, to do things like item 36 that have no basis whatsoever, just paying off people. And Jim Burkhart has taken the lead in terrorism, and yet I get arrested for a terrorist threat? This guy is a certified lunatic fucking terrorist. And he's working in Paul Koretz's office, and he continues to threaten and terrorize all of us in the 5th District. I am ashamed of item 36. I am absolutely ashamed. And you should be ashamed. All of you should be ashamed. But none of you look up and give a goddamn, with the exception of Mr. Blumenfield, that you have this fucking idiot like Jim Burkhart working as a city employee while he's threatening to kill people. It's got to stop, people, and it's got to stop right now.
Give him his 1 minute.
So I gave you a handout for informational purposes, because what's happening now is Mr. Michael Hunt has prevailed, and he is going to be able to get damages against the city for violations of his First Amendment rights. The federal court ruled you have arrested him not because he's black, but because he's black and expresses opinions you don't agree with. And that's going to stop. So the next step's my case. But we got a boo-boo. We got a rat over in the federal government and another rat. And I met one last night at 10 o'clock. I had to drive all the way down to my office. And this fucking rat tells me a few things. That the biggest, most important thing is Jim Burkhart is a piece of shit, and Nuri Martinez is a fat fucking cunt.
All right, okay, Mr. Spindler. Sean?
Hello.
Sean, go ahead.
What are the items?
You got 39, 35 through 39.
Item 35, I support. 39, I support. All of the items I support. General Public Comment.
Give me his minute.
Want to thank Mr. Rue for fixing Lancashire and Moore Park, all of Lancashire. I had a good summer. I'm not back yet. I'm just making an appearance. I'll be with you when we meet in Van Nuys. I will be celebrating my 10 years coming to City Council meeting. Yeah. I had a good summer, but things have not been going well for St. Charles. We lost Monsignor Gallagher. We've been vandalized. It's not been going well. Now we have to get fingerprinted. If you're an usher, sacristan, everything. And some people are already leaving. They don't like the new pastor.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a Mr. Forrest? Clark? Forrest? All right. So that ends our multiple, Mr. City Attorney. Victor Trillo, Miss Claudia, Amador Cuevas.
Hi, this is my first time here. My name is Victor Trujillo. The reason I'm here is because I had an investigation done by Internal Affairs, and the detective did an investigation for 3 years, and he falsified my report, and I wanted you guys to to see if you can help me because the report he did basically was he covered up some crimes. Basically, when I was arrested back in 1987, it was a home invasion of my house, and I got arrested for beating up the person and almost about 28 years in prison. And I tried, I had other attacks by LAPD, and I actually was a businessman. I was doing everything normal anybody could do. An American citizen, and Internal Affairs covered up the investigation, and I have the evidence to prove that he was lying. They actually falsified a lot of reports, and I just want this report to be, I want it to be heard by an Internal Affairs investigator to look at this matter and not bury criminal acts.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. So do we have Amador? Amador, please come forward. In fact, I believe we can vote on items 35 through 39. So 1 second. So let's, Mr. Clerk, let's prepare to vote on those items. Please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Amador Cuevas. I'm I'm trying to explain a problem, a big problem that I have. I was a businessman in Pacoima. I have a place that is called a Lindy restaurant. It was taken fraudulently, taken from my ownership. And I need a police report because I have had, the tenant was involved. He declared, he made a declaration before the detective, and he accepted he was in the conspiration of taking away my property. So all I want is just a police report of this declaration that he made. That's the only way I can get back my property. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate your help.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that closes general public comment, Madam Clerk and Mr. City Attorney. Mr. O'Farrell for presentation.
Good, how are you? Come, yeah. CP, you want to join us? Or sit close or something. Yeah, be part of this. Mr. President and colleagues, I'd like to introduce you all to my friend Dominic Erler, standing right here with me, and my policy director, Christine Peters. The three of us are old friends, and I'm about to tell you why. Over in Echo Park, we're going to go back to around 2010, and Dominic can be a little more specific with where the story really begins. But back at that time, I was on the staff of my predecessor, Eric Garcetti, and we were starting to gear up for the renovations at Echo Park Lake, which would begin in 2011. We'd gone through years of community process and lots of sort of putting the building blocks in place to initiate and complete a very, very ambitious and overhaul of Echo Park Lake to restore the habitat, to restore the infrastructure, and we dedicated in 2013. By that time, before we had started the construction in 2011, Echo Park Lake had quite the collection of domestic waterfowl, ducks and geese, and like in the several dozens. And one of them became very, very famous. I think at one point she had her own blog, possibly. She was just a famous goose, and her name was Maria the goose. And Dominic, who lived right by the lake, would take his daily walks, and he had it wasn't exactly a motorbike, Dominic. What was it that used to? It was a scooter. Had a motorized scooter. And for some reason, Maria fell in love with Dominic. Maria the goose fell in love with Dominic. And when Dominic would walk the lake or go by on Echo Park Avenue or Glendale on his scooter, Maria would fly right behind him. And so they formed a friendship. And Dominic would feed Maria, spent quality time with Maria the goose at the lake, and she became famous. So famous that in 2011, the pop group OK Go did a video filmed at Echo Park Lake before the renovation, and the video was called End Love, and it was filmed entirely at the lake, and it actually, Maria cast herself in this video because she wanted to be part of the action. She was very, very in tune with human activity. It is believed that Maria at some point had possibly been a gift to someone, and as was the custom, a lot of these domestic animals would be dumped at Echo Park Lake where there was water, so they had human interaction. And Maria took a real liking to Dominic, as I mentioned. Well, when we were gearing up for the renovation of the lake, Maria had become so popular that tourists were visiting Echo Park and looking for Maria, seeking her out to take pictures, pose for pictures with her. They were starting to pick her up and handle her. And basically, because she was so popular, she became endangered. And that's where Christine and I got involved, and we thought, the domestic waterfowl has to be relocated anyway. How about we try to find a spot specifically for Maria? So I called John Lewis at the LA Zoo and asked him if we could take Maria to the zoo and give her shelter while the lake renovation was happening. So we did just that, and Maria had to go into quarantine for a specified amount of time. And during that quarantine period, it was discovered that Maria was actually a gander. Maria was a Mario. So from that point forward, he became Mario the gander. We went from Maria the goose to Mario the gander. It just gets better and better. So Maria, now Mario, was so popular that John Lewis and the zoo folks said, you know, we can build an enclosure for Mario. And they did. Mario found a permanent home at the LA Zoo beginning in 2011. They built an exhibit, and he attracted fans from around the world. Every single day, Dominique, who is now a docent at the LA Zoo, would go visit Mario and visit with people and talk about Mario's story. And with that, I think we can roll the video, I believe, that's been prepared on Maria the goose, i.e. Mario the gander.
Definitely listens to you, doesn't she?
Maria didn't always live here in the zoo. Up until 2 years ago, her home was a park in central LA where Dominic used to go for his regular morning walk.
So how did you first meet?
I'm walking around Echo Park Lake. I'm just about finished and coming in to leave. One of the park employees by the officer taps me on the shoulder and he says, "Hey, Dominic, you know you're being stalked when you're walking around the lake." And I said, what are you talking about? Because this is a big city park. There's gangs and stuff hanging around there. So he points to this goose about 50 feet away, and he just says, "Her name's Maria." He laughed. He thought it was funny. But I looked at Maria, and Maria was just glaring at me, And I just waved and said, "Hi, Maria. How you doing, Maria?" And I thought it was kind of cute. I left, came back the next morning, and Maria came right to me, right in front of me, and just looked up so innocently, and I just fell in love, just like that. "You're my friend." And within a matter of just a few days, from her just circulating around me as I'd go, took the lead position. So Maria would always walk in front, leading the way.
The pair quickly became inseparable.
When you fall in love with a goose, you got to be aware of what you're getting involved with. Their loyalty is phenomenal. Remember, they bond for life. So I basically feel like I have a certain sense of responsibility.
For the local residents, they became something of a celebrity couple.
One time we had 100 people marching behind us as we're walking around the lake, and we're singing Maria songs. And I mean, it became such a festive thing. It was really remarkable.
In 2011, the park authorities decided to drain Echo Park Lake, part of a 2-year renovation program. For her safety and survival, Maria was moved to the zoo, where staff soon discovered that she may have been misnamed.
We did a little Valentine's thing on one of the local TV channels or something, and it was a perfect relationship, unusual relationship, a man and a goose that Dominic and Maria, and I think like a week or two after that, the head vet here calls me up, humorously says, "Hey, Dominic, you got a problem?" And I said, "What's that?" He says, "Well, your girlfriend's a boy."
So Maria became Mario.
Oh, Mario.
Is he showing
He's
off?
showing off.
But the bond is as strong as ever. Geese are well known for being a species that imprints. In fact, they were the first animals scientists studied when they were trying to understand the phenomenon. But Dominic definitely wasn't the first thing Mario saw when he hatched. Dominic suspects that Mario was a domestic goose that had been abandoned at the lake, and so was looking for a new companion.
And he found me. And he determined I'm always safe to be with him. When he's with me, he feels safe. He knows I'm one of him.
So one more anecdote about this is that when we all met at Echo Park Lake to transport then Maria to the LA Zoo, it was Christine Peters, who is an animal rescue specialist in Echo Park for years and years and years. She brought the enclosure, the kennel, the dog kennel. And so we were also warned very clearly that Maria was very protective of Dominic. And if you were around Dominic and Maria at the same time, that Maria would maybe go after you. So it was highly advised to bring an umbrella in case she went after you, and she would go after you, especially men, in a very specific way. If you catch my drift.
Just keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep
And so,
moving.
to keep that from happening, we were able to place Maria in the enclosure and safely transport her, now him, to the LA Zoo. Well, we wanted to come to council today because it's a lovely, heartwarming story, a very unique LA story, but also, unfortunately, Mario lived his lifespan and passed away on June 29th, but had a full, long life. And we wanted to bring Dominic in here, share his story, share our story, and let the world know that you can act in large and small ways and make a huge difference in the animal world and in the world in which we live. So without further ado, I would like to present to you Dominic Erler.
Let's give him a round of applause.
I think Mitch said everything. There's not much for me to add, except I just want to thank everybody, especially Christine, who was Echo Park Animal Alliance. This wouldn't have happened without her. Rhonda at Masa of Echo Park, who's another animal activist. Jenny Berman, who's no longer in L.A., but she had a neighborhood blog. But it just went on, and especially Mitch, who pulled the strings. For Eric Garcetti, who gets credit for this. And in the end, John Lewis at the LA Zoo, it never would have happened without John. And at that point on, I actually became something I never dreamt I'd be. I'm a docent at the LA Zoo. Yeah. So we all thank the city of Los Angeles, and Mario's up there somewhere keeping an eye on us.
Thank you, Dominic. And it shows that people like Dominic Erler and the remarkable animals that we are blessed to interact with make us all more humane, and thank God for that. So with that, we congratulate you, and we have a little token of our gratitude, Dominic. Congratulations and thank you. Come over. You got it. Come on, let's take a picture. Christine. Very good. Okay, all right, we'll take some pictures too.
Madam President, during the last presentation, Mr. Herman and Spindler were interrupting the entire time from the back of the room. I recommend that if they continue to do so, we have them ejected.
Yeah, Mr. Herman and Mr. Spindler, this is your last and final warning. You were also making sounds and puppet noises in the back during the entire presentation. So, Mr. Weston?
Thank
Go ahead.
you.
Good morning.
Thank you, Madam President and members. It's a pleasure and an honor to stand with you today because I wanted to present to you the individuals that are responsible for creating the Festival Chapin. Okay. Now, this festival is located in Lafayette Park, and it celebrates the rich Guatemalan culture in the city of Los Angeles. It has been such an honor for me to partner with Council District 1, so I want to give a big thank you to Councilmember Gil Cedillo and his staff for working with us to make this a very successful festival. This is the second year that we're having this festival, but we in government, we're not the ones that really put these festivals on. It's, you know, call it what it is, it's the people. And so today I want to recognize the individuals who have taken this idea of a festival that has been going on for many years, but yet they somehow got it together, and they're the ones that made this happen. This festival really explores the rich culture of Guatemala, its history, art, music, its food, and it shares it with all of Los Angeles. And one of the things that makes us the greatest city on the planet is that we are just a very diverse stew of people, with people from every country that speak different languages. And so they were determined to share this with the rest of their adopted city. So I would first like to present to you a good man and a friend who is the president of the festival. Give Walter Rosales a round of applause. Walter, raise your hand. Ernesto Castellanos. Ernesto, give him a round of applause. Jorge Mario Mataquin. They are both directors of this festival. It is a two-day festival. It begins tomorrow. And we invite everyone to come out and enjoy yourself. But I think that when we have individuals in our community that go above and beyond, that we should recognize their effort. And so what I'd like to do on behalf of Mr. Cedillo and myself is to present to the Festival Chapin people a resolution from the city of Los Angeles. If we could get a quick photo. Come on, guys. Okay, and now we do have guests that are actually here from Guatemala. Let's give them a round of applause. Raise your hand. Okay, who's going to accept this and say a few words? Okay.
Honorable Council President Herb Weston, Honorable Council Member Gil Cedillo, Honorable Council members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the opportunity of being here. It is an honor for us to receive this recognition, and it is a personal privilege for me to speak on behalf of the Chapin Summer Festival, Inc. In commemoration of the Guatemalan Week, the Chapin Summer Festival brings together thousands and thousands of people from Guatemala and other countries from these districts to celebrate the traditions, the history, the music, the food, culture of Guatemala, and this year in a theme called Remembering Our Roots. The purpose of this festival is not only to bring fun and entertainment to local families, but also to raise funds in order to help the most needy, the displaced children and families, and the forgotten. We take this opportunity to thank to thank the Guatemalan Consulate for the cooperation, and also, and most important, the offices of Council President Herb Wesson and Gil Cedillo for all the help. Without their help, this event could not take place. So on behalf of my fellow directors and myself, I thank you very, very much for this recognition. We will treasure it forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wesson. That concludes our presentations, members. Madam Clerk, what's before us now?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Posted and referred.
That clears the desk.
Okay, members, are there any announcements? Mr. Englander, do you have an announcement, sir? Ms. Rodriguez, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I wanted to invite all my colleagues to join me tomorrow at Richie Valens Park, where we are going to be unveiling a dedication to one of Pacoima's most famous and proudest accomplishments, Richie Valens. We are going to be dedicating a portion of the 118 freeway in his memory, and we are also hosting with his family an incredible music celebration with tribute bands, as well as the evening screening of La Bamba. So we'd love for you all to come out to Richie Valens Park. Tomorrow it starts at 3 p.m. and it goes until we screen the movie, which commences at about 7:30. And invite all of you to come join us in the celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. We'll be dancing to La Bamba.
Right.
Mr. Harris Dawson, did you have an announcement?
So much, Madam Chair. Tomorrow at the corner of Vermont and Manchester, a 4-acre vacant lot that the community has been fighting to get developed for 25 years in celebration of the achievement of getting a development underway. Tomorrow we'll be having the South LA Power Fest. There will be a huge concert. There will be animal rides. There'll be face painting. There'll be something for kids. There's going to be a Ferris wheel. I think it's about 65 feet tall, right there on the corner of Vermont and Manchester, starting at 11 in the morning tomorrow and going until 7 in the evening.
Sir, will you have any food?
There will be plenty of food. We'll save some just for you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Any announcements? Mr. Kokorian? Mr. Price? No announcements? Okay. Can we all please rise for adjourning motions? Members of the public, I ask you to pay some respect for folks that were adjourning in their memory. If you please rise. Thank you. Any adjourning motions to my left? Adjourning motions to my right? Seeing none, have a great weekend. Our meeting is adjourned.